And so being findable, how do you become findable? You network. You let people know what you're about. So what I do when I have a networking meeting is I call it a Great Commission Christian meeting. I'm only meeting with people I've already pre-classified as a Great Commission Christian. Because if they're like if they're not, they're going to not align with what I'm saying, irregardless of their methodology. So it's like, are they a Great Commission Christian believer? When I meet with them, the first thing I do is I do my vision cast. Hey, this is what I'm about. Hey, I'm in Dallas, Texas, working among Arab Muslims to see healthy indigenous reproducing churches planted here that go back to country of origin. And then I ask a follow-up question. And really what the follow-up question is, hey, I've shared my vision. What's your story? And so as I'm listening to their story, I'm looking for, has God really put a burden on them for this people? Then I ask, what's your vision? Because I want to see, is their vision alignment? Remember when we talked about target, it was people, place, to what extent. So I'm trying to gauge how much vision overlap is there. Are we dead on? Or it could be, like I mentioned, a church ESL ministry. We want to serve the immigrant community so they can learn English. But in my mind, in my teaming circles, I'm putting them in meaningful access. If they say their vision is we want to serve the immigrant community and help them learn English and expose them to the gospel, I'm putting them in the gospel circle. If they say our vision is to serve the immigrant community by teaching them English, sharing the gospel with them, and discipling those who become believers, I'm putting them in the discipleship circle. If they say, and you get the point. And so then, okay, that's your vision. Then I want to ask the question, okay, what are you seeing God doing? Because just because someone has a good vision doesn't necessarily mean that there's ministry alignment, because I bet you've all met people who say a lot of impressive stuff but do nothing. And so I want to ask the question, what are you seeing God doing? This is probably one of the key questions. What are your steps to carry out the vision? And so what I'm asking is, I'm indirectly asking, do you need training? Do you have a clear path, and do you have simple tools? Remember, the clear path is the 4 fields. Simple tools are just that, simple tools. What are the steps to carry out the vision? What challenges are you facing? This is a question that really helps inform me if they're actually doing things. If they say, well, we're not really facing any challenges, either they're lying or they're not really doing something, because everything has challenges. But then I may be able to serve them by addressing a challenge. They could say, like Josiah's, man, one of the challenges we have is we don't know where to get Arabic Bibles or someone who speaks Arabic. And it's like, well, I have Arabic Bibles that I can give you. I know an Arab that can serve you. And then I always want to legitimately pray for this person and their network or their organization. But then the follow-up question is, okay, who else do I need to talk to that may share a similar vision? So remember, I shared my vision. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. And then oftentimes with churches, if I'm honest, a lot of churches aren't super interested in getting engaged. And the final thing I'll say is, okay, well, that's great. But if a Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, or Sikh happens to show up at your church, can you give me a call? And then that sometimes is the extent of that. But I've had multiple times when people have reached back out to me and said, you know what? There's this person in our church now that is from Algeria. And I thought you might want to know about it. Like, of course I wanted to know about it. How do I learn that? It's by having a meeting like this. So can you spend all of your time having meetings like this? Yes. But if you think about it, a Great Commission Christian interview, you've identified, okay, hey, they're a Great Commission Christian. And then you're going into it with kind of this outline. It's maybe not out on a note card, but you're thinking, I want to share my vision. I want to know their story. I want to know their vision. What's God doing? Do they know what they're doing? What challenges are they facing? Who else do I need to know?